Hello, LifeVantage. This is Darren Jensen coming to you live from the Southern Command Center here in Mapleton, Utah. And it's a beautiful summer day. And not sure exactly when this broadcast will air, but when we're filming it, it seems like last Saturday, Sunday, it was snowing. And today now we're in the 90 degrees. It's in Utah. You have about a 3-day spring and then right into full summer. But I guess the good thing is it's summer. I'm looking forward to it, getting a little bit of a tan. Had to shave off my beard because I don't want to shave it off after I get a tan and look really funny with a weird tan line. But it's good to be with you today. Today is a continuation of our Movers and Shaker series, and I'm really excited to have Sandy McClure. Sandy is fairly new to LifeVantage. She joined us back in, I think, August of 2019, and she has just been going gangbusters since then. She, as you know, we recently had our global influencer competition, and Sandy came in number 3 in the world. So, if somebody's coming in the top 3 in the world when it comes to global influencers, she's going to have some really important things to say. So it'll be exciting to hear what she has to share with us. I think it'll be very applicable to each of us. Just a little bit of background on Sandy that I can give, and then we'll get a little bit more from her. She's the mother of 3 daughters. She's from Colorado. And it seems like if you go through all of the children and people in her family, everybody's like a Pro 5 or a Pro 4 and just growing and expanding in the business. So she's definitely walking the walk, and the entire family is doing the same thing. In addition to being an incredible leader here at LifeVantage, some of the things that Sandy has done in her life, she was a teacher and a high school coach for 26 years. She was named Colorado Career Teacher of the Year, coached 3 state volleyball championships and 1 state track championship, 2-time Colorado Coach of the Year, and a nominee for the National Volleyball Coach of the Year. You know, when I think of jobs that you can have that prepare you to be, I think, powerful at LifeVantage, definitely teacher, because we do a lot of teaching, and a coach, because in the end, as leaders, you're really a coach of a group. So Sandy is a breast cancer survivor of 5 years, and she began getting into direct selling in 2012 and quickly advanced to a diamond leader in that company that she originally joined. She retired from public education in 2014 to go full-time in direct sales. She enrolled as a LifeVantage distributor in August of 2019 and she believes that this is where she was destined to be all along. And she says that she has found her forever home. And Sandy, it's good to have you on, and welcome home. We're glad to have you here at LifeVantage. I remember the first time that I saw you, I thought, now there is going to be an incredible leader, and you have definitely lived up to that. So welcome.
Well, thank you, Darren. It's my pleasure and honor and privilege to speak with everyone today. I just feel very humbled to share a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of what I can do, to help people out. So I'm just happy to be here.
Well, Sandy, let's get started. I read some of your background, but I think it's always best coming from the person. What would you like to share with us so we can know your why and what moves you, because that's such a big part of success in our business. What can you share with us?
Well, Darren, it's interesting. I never looked at direct sales as anything I would ever do. I was one of those skeptical people. I was one of those, I'll never do one of those things. I didn't know anyone who had success in direct sales, and I didn't understand it, basically. So it's hard to buy into something you don't understand. And what happened to me is someone shared a product with me that I loved. And because I don't put my stamp on just anything, people respected the fact that I used it, and they wanted to know more, and I just educated them more. And all of a sudden, organically, leadership in my former company happened. It was just a matter of being a person of integrity and educating people on what I had. And that's how direct sales happened to me. It was something I never, as I said, thought I would do, because I love teaching and coaching. I still love teaching and coaching, but that's exactly what this is. And so, you know, I was a teacher coach for 26 years. My first marriage failed. Unfortunately, that was a hard thing in my life. It was a hard part of my life. And then right after that, I decided to go ahead and leave public education, and it offered me a lot of options and opportunities. And one of those was to leave that small town that I was in for a long time, where I thought I'd be forever, and to try something new. And that's at 50 years old. That's a big thing to do. Taking that chance. And I reconnected with a guy I dated in college, and, you know, we became friends. And then all of a sudden I was diagnosed with breast cancer. Fortunately, I was very healthy, taking very good care of myself when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I still was able to maintain my business. I did meetings with the bald head. I just rocked it. It's what I did, because I felt like if I was okay, my kids would be okay. They were scared their mom had cancer. And so we battled through that. And I say we, because that's always a collective effort. And, then last year at this time, our compensation plan changed in our company, and it was very hard to take. Didn't know if I would want to continue to do something. And actually my friend Vince had reached out to me back in 2014 about LifeVantage, but I said no, very respectfully, absolutely not, stop talking to me. And, I don't know if I would have had the nerve to approach me again, but he did. And so that's a real good lesson right there of, it's just timing. You don't know. And so he reached out to me again. I was very jaded, I guess would be a good word. And I said, I really, but what product do you have? That's what I wanted to. And I said, I'd like to try the products. I can't promote something I don't believe in. And I started taking product. And so, that's when I flew out to Utah. That's when I sat around a table, met you with my daughter and my husband. And I wanted to know that it was okay for me to share a lot of things that I love, which you gave your firm belief of, I stood behind some products for 7 years. I can't just unsay those things. And that's what I love about LifeVantage is we were welcome, and we said it was a perfect tandem, and we want to just be people of integrity. And this is different. This is something no one has. And I remember saying to you, Darren, that I said, I know that I could reach a high level of leadership in this company, even if no one from that other company came with me, and very few people did, just because of the product that you have, the vehicle. And I just got in and I started driving, and it's been a very, very comfortable ride as we've been going.
Well, we're glad to have you on this ride with us. And I remember our first meeting, and, I think anytime that there is a massive change like you had a massive change in your previous company, it is, it's a challenge. In the industry, I run into companies or a lot of distributors that are concerned that their company is going to move to retail, because your company ended up moving to retail basically. And with LifeVantage, we started out as a retail company. And we realized that was not our true calling, and that direct sales was really the way that we needed to go. So we've been there, done that, have no desire. Luckily we started out that way, and we understood that, not the right way to do it for a powerful story that needs to be told. So we're glad to have a powerful storyteller like you as part of the company. Now, Sandy, one thing that I'd like to ask you right up front is, if those people who are watching, if you wanted them to walk away with one message, one headline, if it was like a newspaper, what would that headline be? What do you think is the most important thing for everyone to know?
I really believe that being the messenger is the most important headline. LifeVantage has everything. It has everything you need. It has a product that's second to none, products, mind you, a great variety of products that no one else has. And the only thing that LifeVantage is still lacking is enough messengers to spread the news of a healthier and more valuable future for everyone in their health. And that's what we're all looking at. Biohacking is huge, and that's what people are looking for. So if we can just get our bodies in prime condition,
yeah,
that message is important.
Yeah, definitely as a company, our focus is wellness and to improve overall wellness. And so great message. Definitely we need more messengers. And that's one of our key things is I agree with you. I think we have all the big pieces in place. We just need more people sharing. So, well, let me move to a different topic. As I mentioned, you were, I believe, number 3 in the global influencer competition. So congratulations to you. That's incredible. For everybody listening, they may be thinking, okay, what did Sandy do in order to, what strategies, what, programs, or how did she get her team? Because it is a team effort to become an influencer. What are some of the things that you think are most important that you could share with everyone that you think helped you achieve such a high, success rate in the influencer program?
Well, for one thing, and I think it's very important, I don't compare myself to anyone else. I don't try to be someone else. I think it's very important that you are yourself. And I am all about the soul. I'm not so much about the sale. I really want to connect with someone and build a relationship and find their need. And that need may be for skin or hair, whatever it may be in the beginning, it's going to lead to everything else. And so I think that sometimes we get caught up in trying to push numbers and things. And what I loved about this influencer program is it worked just the way the company probably wanted it to. Is you're building and you earn that, because I didn't even know I was in the running for any of this until January. And so I was just doing what came naturally to me, which was sharing and trying to get a great customer experience for each person, because I didn't want them to just purchase one time. I wanted to make sure that they were a life customer. And I think that customer experience is huge. And so I'm all about sampling people. I think we can tell them a lot of things, but I always said, I know that you may or may not feel what these products can do in a few days, but I'd like for you to get the experience. And if nothing else, just give me some feedback on how you feel. And that's exactly how I've done what I've done and gotten so many customers. Once they had the experience, they're like me. They can't shut up about it. They feel amazing, and it just happens organically that somebody else, it starts to dawn on you. Everybody in your life needs to have this. And so you have to figure out the way, how can I make sure that they have the experience? Because I can tell them, but until they experience it for themselves, they may never believe it.
So that's kind of humorous that you're in one of the top positions for the influencer and didn't even notice it for quite some time. But that's good. That's the good thing, that you were just doing what needed to be done for success. What about today, moving forward? What do you have your team focused on? What are you and your team focused on? Has anything changed, or is it, what do you do right now? What does your day look like? I mean,
well, that's kind of interesting, because in the last month, I've had to take about a month off because my mom just passed away. My mom was 91. I've been taking care of her-ish for about the last 6 years, just kind of watching over her. But I actually rented a townhome 4.5 hours away from where I live, and I've been living with my mom since January. And so my days look kind of odd. I do have something. I make sure that I have the message out there, maybe that I post something that will attract a question, because I want to make myself askable. And then when people reach out, I make sure that I'm ready to follow up. I don't do anything unless I know that I'm going to be able to talk to people right away, because if they see something and they ask, they need to be talked to right then. So now my days are going to look different, but I have an amazing team. We really actually connected with a group from New Zealand, and we've been working together. And so when I had to take the last month off, people stepped up. It gets me a little choked up. People stepped up and took the bull by the horns and said, we're going to do this for you, Sandy, while you're absent. And you know what that did is it helped them become better leaders. And one of them hit the Pro 3 level because of that opportunity. So I think as leaders, sometimes we forget we don't have to do everything, and we need to give people an opportunity to step up. And that's exactly what happened. I
like that idea of building multiple layers of leadership so that when things happen. And I know that before we started recording, you and I had talked about your mother, and again, I'm sure everyone out there is sending their best wishes and thoughts to you and your family at this time. But I know you had said that it was a great blessing to spend these final days with your mother, and the ability that this gave to you to spend that precious time. I'm sure that I've talked to many who have had that experience too, and it's been something that they would never, that there isn't a price on it that you could pay to have that. So
no, those experiences, it's actually just gives you the opportunity to have choices. Whereas in another job, you may not have those types of choices. I was here all the time. My mom probably could have run this business for me. She loved LifeVantage. She was activated since last fall. And, you know, she just said, Sandy, my body's just wearing out, but she enjoyed her days up to the time of her death. It wasn't hard. It was beautiful. And so to be able to be part of that and to see that and have the choice, as it is a choice, to spend all that time with mom. I had no idea how many days she had, but I wanted to be part of them no matter what. And so it did work out for me. You know, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't, it could be your mom, it could be your child, but for you to be able to still earn and still be able to get an income and still be able to share is amazing. And so I think I had 13 new customers in May when I was going through all this, and I was having a hard time being engaged, but I still had the seeds that I had planted earlier for people who are now ready. And that's just how it happens. That's
incredible. I guess in closing, one final question that I like to ask everyone. So in all of our lives, and this doesn't have to be LifeVantage related or business related in any way, if you could recommend to us maybe one thing that we could put into practice today, and if we did, if it would give us more success or happiness or joy or something, what's something we could do today to better us?
Well, I'm going to share something that my mom always said. And, you know, I love my mom very much, and she taught me well, and it's because of her where I am today. You know, you surround yourself with the people, like people, you attract who you are. But my mom always said, people can say all they want. They can look a certain way, but it's what you do that matters. And so you walk the walk. And that's one thing my mom said, if you said you're going to do something, you do something. And so what I would just say is, you know, if you're going to do this, do it. Don't try, do it. Get that belief. And I am sold out on LifeVantage. I tell you what, I would give my blood for LifeVantage because I believe in it. I experience it, I use it and everything. So you need to have that experience yourself. Don't try to make that up. Just experience what LifeVantage has for you, believe it, and then be able to speak that. And do not be afraid to speak it and share your story, because everybody has a story. And I think sometimes, Darren, we forget that we have a story. Oh, my story is not as good as theirs. Your story is your story, and it matters. And it's going to resonate with someone. And then that someone is going to start, and then that someone's going to have their story. And that's how this domino effect happens. And so I would just say that, you know, it's what you do that matters. You can say all the things, you can watch all the videos, but until you put it into action, it's not going to happen.
That's great advice. It reminded me, as you were talking, about the Star Wars quote from Yoda, where he says, do or do not, there is no try.
Right.
And I think that is exactly what you're saying. So, well, Sandy, thank you for taking the time to share with us today about what you've done to be successful. Again, congratulations on achieving number 3 in the Global Influencer Program, as well as we wanted to again extend our condolences to you on the passing of your mother last week. And we just wish you and your family the best, and to thank you for being part of our LifeVantage family. And we're glad to have you here with us.
Well, thank you. It's a great place to be. If you're out there listening, you're right where you need to be. It's just time to share the message, be the messenger.
All right. Well, thank you, Sandy.
Thank you.
Thank you for everyone for joining us today. We know that it's a busy time of year. It's the summer. Many people are, you know, out and about. Things are starting to loosen up a little bit to where we can get out. And so thanks for spending the time with us. And we look forward to seeing you here soon. From me and Sandy, we'll see you later. Bye.